Hey everyone, it is BrickLover18 here, and today I'm in Prague, Czech Republic to visit the LEGO Museum. This is not only the largest LEGO museum in the Czech Republic, but also the largest LEGO museum in the world with over 3,000 different LEGO models. This is the first of a 4-part series, so let's go check it out. This museum is the Praha location, right in the city of Prague. This is actually one of 5 LEGO museums in the Czech Republic, so I'm really excited to check it out. Right when you walk in the door here, you're greeted by this really cool museum sign and this incredible mosaic all made of LEGO bricks. The first floor here is actually a full LEGO store, which we're going to take a look at in part number 5, and the actual museum is just down the stairs here. The LEGO displays start literally the second you walk in the door, starting with fire trucks ranging from models of the city of Prague itself. They also have real pictures of the city center in Prague, so it's easier for you, the viewers, to see kind of how it actually looks compared to the LEGO model. Moving down the stairs here, you'll be able to see a little bit of the store, as well as the decals that even accompany the stairs. Right off to the side, we've actually got this really cool write-up about the LEGO Museum, and it lets you know that this whole museum and this entire collection is owned by one person. It would be incredible to be able to display your collection like this. I am so jealous. So I easily panned here. If you want to pause it and read it, you can take a look, but it's pretty incredible, this man's story. Now moving off the staircase, you can see one last look of everything before we pan into the first room of the museum, the LEGO City and the Vehicle Room. This room here had a pretty substantially sized LEGO City, mainly comprised of a bunch of older sets, as well as glass display models of LEGO vehicles and a lot of Technic sets around the room. Many of the display cases were combined with a couple different themes like Technic, System, and in this one, Racers. It was really cool because each set here is labeled with the set number as well as all the information that you could really need to know about it. It was so cool to see all these models all built up. There was just such a variety here, and this is just one of many display cases that we're going to be taking a look at. You can see there are a lot of vehicles, lots of planes and boats and trailers. You've seen some of these other ones, like that one on the very far right is an old gift with purchase, which is the hot rod, which is really cool. This is obviously the original model and not the gift with purchase. And then we've got even more vehicles here, and it was just really neat to see all the set names and all the little work that they put into each and every one. I also particularly like looking at this helicopter because I actually have one of these Black Thunder models sealed, and I've been debating on whether or not I want to open it. I also like how there's a variety of other sets included in the display cases as well. It was a really nice mixture of sets from all the years. Now, I'm not going to narrate this entire video because I feel like you guys would just get bored, so I'm just going to talk about the parts that I find particularly interesting and put some music so you can really see the incredible sets and models that this museum has on display. Any LEGO Technic fan would be sure to love this one. It was really cool seeing all of the large cars that LEGO Technic has done over the last few years here, as well as I love this because they had a bunch of the Technic helicopters all suspended above what was a majority of the Technic sets, as well as a really cool scene down below with all the diggers and all the loose LEGO parts. I also thought that this lit up section here was incredibly cool and really added a lot of detail. Here's one last overview of this really cool LEGO Technic section, as well as this really cool front end loader that actually moved and was playing with LEGO bricks. There was also a really cool model here of the Trevi Fountain in Rome, Italy, where people were actually dropping in money to. I'm assuming that maybe some of the donations here were used to fund the museum. Obviously, this is one of the custom builds that was included in the museum here, and it certainly doesn't disappoint. It was truly magnificent to look at. Back in the main room here, taking a look at the LEGO City, I thought it was really cool because they actually had a bunch of different power features and things that you, as the viewer in the museum, could actually control with these light switches. These light switches did anything from controlling lights on the trucks to actually controlling the train driving around the city. As I mentioned, a majority of the city was definitely some older sets. You wouldn't see any modular buildings or anything like that here, but a lot of really cool sets from the early to mid 2000s. A lot of these sets were actually from my childhood, some before and some slightly after, including this train, which is the first LEGO train I ever got. Overall, it was just really cool to see all the diversity and variety of sets included within this LEGO City. Here's another really cool example of the light switches which actually controlled the helicopter rotor blades. And of course, this was the LEGO set for me that changed the game, the 2008 LEGO City Police Station. Here's a look at me hitting the light switch to make the train go all the way around the LEGO City. It is a rise track obviously, but some places were higher than others, so it was really cool to see it climb. It was also pretty remarkable how quiet this was. Because of the glass case all the way around the city, you could not actually hear the train going, and if you could, it was very, very slightly and didn't pick up here on camera. And here's just one final overview of the entire LEGO City and this massive glass display case. Just when you thought this room was finished, there are actually a ton more display cases around the perimeter of the room that I haven't even shown you yet. This was one of my favorite ones at the back here and contained a lot of really neat LEGO sets. On the top here, there was also a bunch of boxes for some really cool sets, some older and some newer, and I'm not sure if these were sealed or just the empty boxes. Once again, one of my favorite parts of the museum was the fact that every single LEGO set in the glass display cases had a label to tell you exactly which set number it is, and some went so far to say the name and the piece count. It really just helped when I was learning all about these sets. The only thing I wish it also would have had would be the year it was released. They also had this massive LEGO minifigure that you could stand with and get a picture of. And then across from that was this really cool stadium all built out of LEGO. This stadium had a ton of detail to it. There's fans on the inside, fans on the outside, construction, and honestly just so much is going on. My only complaint with the stadium is that it was built so low on the ground. I think it easily could have been raised a little bit and even got a few more display pieces in here. But it was really cool to see the sets that they incorporated in it, the fact that there was also a moving wind turbine, as well as some of the official LEGO stadiums on display as well. I also love that they had a bunch of the planes flying above the stadium. Some of these are really cool planes and ones that I even have in my LEGO collection. One of the sets that I've always wanted to add to my collection was this crane, so it was really cool to see it here and actually see it on a turnstile to make it move. Beside the stadium, they had another really cool little town layout made. This one had a lot more trains and again a bunch of older LEGO sets included. They also had a second layer up there with even more cool sets, and I feel like a lot of these may have been mocks. Here's another look of the massive LEGO minifigure here, as well as the LEGO Museum backdrop, and an overview of the entire room that we have just seen. In the walkway between this room and the next room, they also had this really cool LEGO City advertisement that was actually in multiple different languages. They also had a scavenger hunt game, Let's Play. This one actually was entirely in Czech Republic though, not English. This glass display case had the holy grail of LEGO sets, including the Statue of Liberty and the dragon. And then we've got another room filled with incredible glass display cases full of LEGO sets. I just loved looking at these really old LEGO system sets, including all of the fire sets down here. There was certainly a variety of different eras. This one was even on a motion sensor, so when you got close, the fire engine lights actually lit up. And of course, the sirens as well. This place was truly a LEGO fan's dream, especially if you were a LEGO Trains fan. Honestly, I don't even remember these being official LEGO sets, but they are awesome. In this next glass display case here, there was a mixture of LEGO DC sets, LEGO Indiana Jones, as well as LEGO Ninjago. It took everything in me not to take these sets off the shelves and shake them to see if they were empty. And then of course, another massive case of LEGO Friends set, and surprisingly, there were quite a few females in this museum. It wasn't all just guys. Alright everyone, then that actually brings us to the end of part number 1 of the LEGO Prague Museum tour. As I mentioned, this is going to be a 4-part series, so definitely check back my channel because you are not going to want to miss the next 3 parts because there's still so much to go through. Thanks again so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here in the next video.